3 editors is what we are allowed to use. And all your scripts will be tested on Ubuntu 20.40. All your scripts should be exactly 2 lines long. They should not be more than 2 lines. So if you mistakenly click on the enter key after typing your command, the checkers will fail. Then all your files should end with a new line. The first line of your file should contain these shebans. So this sheban is saying, okay, this is a bash script, right? This is a bash script. A readme.md file, the root of the repo containing a description of the repository. And also, so this particular one, it means we must have a readme.md file at the root of ALU-shell, which is the repository name. Then the second readme is a readme.md file, the root of the folder of this project. So the folder of this project is basis, right? So a readme.md file must also be on it. And you're not allowed to use backticks and on these special characters. So all your script must be executable. You should take note of that. If you do not execute any file or any script, the checkers will fail because they are automatically executing it at their end. So that is that and that. So to execute a file, you make use of the chmod command. So chmod us+x file, then the name of the file. So that is the basic thing that we need to go. So let's go. Without further ado, let's attempt the task. So the first one is, where am I? So I believe you have created the ALU repository. Let me list my content here and change directory to root. Change my directory to root. I list again to see what I have. I change directory to ALU shell, and I list my content again. Then so if you look at the structure of my directory, I have a readme.md at the root of ALU shell, which is the first readme. Then in the readme, and also note that the readme must not be empty. If you have an empty readme, the checkers will fail. So next thing is to change your directory to basic. So if you have not created basis before, you can just kindly run this command mkdir for creating folder, then you name it basis. So I have it already. If I even enter it, it should give me an error. So cannot create directory basis file exists. So but if you do not have it, it should create a new folder for you. So we need to change our directory to basics, so we can. So here I'm in basis. So the first task is write a script that prints the absolute part of the current working directory. So I want you to guess the command. So the command is actually pwd, right? Pwd is the command for printing the current working directory. So we have to write a script. So all our script, the first line of our script must have the sheban sign. Remember the sheban signs? Let me scroll up. This hashtag exclamation bin bash. So this tells the shell that okay, this file is a bash script. So I have the folder, the file already. So but you can just copy this file name here, go back to your web team and use any of your proficient editor, the editor you're proficient with. If it is VI, you can make use of VI. If it is Emas, you can make use of Emas. So let me make use of I like Emas, but let me make use of VI since we are all familiar with VI. So I will VI 0 space dash. So I will enter. So remember, your first line must have this Sheban's keyword, the exclamation, the hashtag exclamation bin bash. Remember, so this thing tells the shell, because your script will be run on Ubuntu 20.0. So once Ubuntu 20.0 sees this file, the first thing to check which script is this. Is it a bash script or is it sh script? So if it's a bash script, or is it a bash script, born again script, and all that. So this line says okay, this is a bash script. Then the next line is actually your command. So if you use the VI, then file name and enter, you have to do one thing first. You click on the I key that says insert. So With that, you should be able to edit. So the command is pwd for printing the working directory. So you run your pwd, then if you mistakenly click on the enter keyword, it will go to the next line. This means this file has 3 lines. So remember that in the requirement, your file must be 2 lines long. So if it is more than 2 lines, the checkers will fail. So let me delete this line. So after editing your file, you may want to click on the escape key, then :WQ to save your file and exit. So if you click on it to exit, so the next step is to make execute your file using the chmod command. Chmod means change mode. Then you can either use u plus x, then the file name, or just plus x, right? Any of them works. So plus x, then 0, you modify, run enter, then you can add your changes, git add, git commit, any message. I can say tax 0 in a double quote. Now your message must be in a double quote. Then you click on the enter. Oops, so include. So it's telling me that the read.md file in the ALU shell is not added. So let me just change. I change my directory backward. So if I change your directory backward to the parent directory, you make use of the double dot. So I've changed my directory backward, and if I print the working directory, you see where I'm currently at. So I'm currently in ALU shell. So this thing is telling me that the read.md file is not added. So I want to check the status of the file. So you can see I've checked the status and it's saying read.md file is on track. So let me add it as well. Git add, git commit --m, and let's say readme. So now it's fine. Okay. So let me change my directory back to basis. So if you are changing directory back to the previous working directory, you can just see the make use of the minus sign. It goes back to basis. So right now I'm in basis. If I print my working directory, you see that I'm in basis. So let me git push now. So I've pushed. So if you did this, you can check your code, review your work. Congratulations, or test pass. So let me close that and go to the next task. So this one is what is in there. So the task is display the content list of your current working directory. So for this particular task, we have to display the content of your current working directory. So let's say I want to display the content of my current working directory, which is basis. I can make use of the ls command, right? Ls command is used for displaying the content of your current working directory. ls command will display the content of your current working directory. So we have to create a script that does that. So I may want to get the file name, which is this. Go back to my terminal and vi one list, I think, one dash list it. So same thing, after vi, you click on the I command to change the mode to insert. Then your first line must have this sign here, the shebans, then the ls command for changing current working directory. So if you write this, click on the escape key as well, :WQ to save your changes, then add your changes again, git add, git commit, and say maybe task 1, because the first task is task 0, right? So can I say task 1, then enter, nothing to change, git push. So this, everything's up to date. You go here and you review your work. And you should be good. So congratulations, or test passed successfully. You are now ready for your next mission. I don't know the mission that they say you are ready for, because I've been dealing with mission all this while. So the task 2 is there is no place like home, right? So there's no, so write a script that changes the working directory to the user's home directory. So the command for changing to the home directory is this tilde sign command. So this tilde sign is the key, is the character is under the escape key. So under the escape key, to get this tilde sign, you press shift then the key to show this key. But if you do not press the shift and press only the key under the escape key, to give you backtick. It's called backtick. So but to get the tilde sign, shift then the key to give you the tilde sign. So this tilde sign means home. So if I want to go to the home of this direction now, I'll make use of cd change directory to shift that key. It will take me to home. You can see I'm in home. If I print my working directory, I'm in root. So root is the home directory for me here. So remember that if I want to go back to the previous working directory, cd minus takes me back to the previous working directory. So we have to write a script that does this particular function here. So I'll vi go back to my intranet, and I'll copy this file name, Ctrl C, come here, then I say I paste, then enter. Remember the I sign to change the mode. I key keyboard to change the mode, to change the mode. I need to insert. Then your first time must have this shebangs, whatever configuration. Then change directly to the tilde sign. Just add shift, the key under escape key is this tilde sign. It takes you to the home directory automatically. So once you write this, you can make use of the escape key colon WQ, see the changes, and then let's add our changes and push it to GitHub. Git add, git commit, and say that's 2. Let's push it to GitHub. Now it's in GitHub. So let us review our work. Congratulations, all tests pass. You are now ready for the next mission. I don't understand the mission you are ready for. So the next one is the long format. So if you are to display the content of your current working directory, you make use of ls. This just shows you this thing, but it does not really, it's not nice, right? So if you want to see the long format of this content here, you write ls with a flag. Anything after minus sign in Linux is called flag. So minus then L means long format. So if you want to see the long format of the contents of this current working directory, you ls space dash L for long format. So if I enter now, you see the long format of this current working directory. So it's showing me total character of this guy is 76, and this is the long format, right? So this is the script. We have to write a script that does this particular function or whatever here. So let me vi and go and get the file name, list file. I will Ctrl C, come here, then I paste, I enter. Remember the I key to change the mode to insert. Your first file for bash, then ls-l, ls space -l that says okay, change display the long format of the current working directory. So escape key colon WQ, you add your changes, git add, git commit, and say task 3, and you git push. Let's go check our code. You come here and you review your work. Congratulations, your test passed successfully. And now ready for the next mission. Okay, we'll keep going. Okay, sorry, I'm not. Some people got some questions, so if you have any question, you can just type it in the chat box. I will respond to it. Yeah, somebody is saying, will this video be uploaded later? Yes, of course. We'll upload later for those who did not join today, so they can watch it again. Is that the question? At Mutesi Josephine. Is that the question? Yeah, so King is saying, can I run the code from my Git? Must I use Sandbox? So I'm using Sandbox because, yes, of course, you can run the code on your terminal. So to do that, if you want to run the code on your terminal, right, you go to Get Sandbox. Get Sandbox, you get the SSH, get the SSH, go to your terminal, whatever, you paste this, what you have gotten, the SSH you've gotten, paste it, then it will request a password. Then you scroll down on this particular page, you see this password, just hover through it, you see click to copy. If you copy it, paste it in the password box, enter, then it will also show you this, to give you this template. This is what you see there. Yeah, so it's not necessary to use Sandbox. I'm using Sandbox because we are all beginners here, so I don't want to confuse matters. So that's why I'm using Sandbox. Is that clear, King? So let's move on. I hope I've answered King's question and also Modestin Josephine question. So let me scroll down. They said I love, the next task here is I love numbers. Wow, great. So here we are displaying the long format with user and group ID displayed numerically and hidden files. Oh, sorry, I missed a task. So hidden files, sorry. So here is the task is hidden files. Display current directory content, including hidden files, with the dots. Use the long format. So let's say I want to display the hidden files in this directory, because when you create a directory on terminal share, it adds some hidden files to it that you don't even know about. So if you want to see those hidden files, you also make use of the list command first, then this flag -a that says all files, everything. If you enter, you'll be seeing some dots. So if you look at this particular page, you can see dots here, then you can also see 2 dots. So these are hidden files. So but then the task is create a script that shows long formats and also hidden files. So how do you do that? To do that, you have to add those 2 commands together, right? So ls, to display both the long format and also hidden files, ls-al will display long format and also hidden files. If I enter now, you see the long format, and if I scroll up, you see the dot here. First dot, second dot. So that is the script that we are expected to write. So let me get the file. I highlight Ctrl+C, go back to my webcam. So if you want to clear your terminal, you make use of, you can either type clear like this, it will clear it, or you just run Ctrl+L. So Ctrl+L will also clear it for you. Okay, so let us VI the file name. I think is paste and enter. Then the I keyword to change the mode to insert. Then this bash configuration, ls space -al. So this will display both hidden files and also long formats. Okay, so if you write this, yeah, good. Escape, :WQ to save your changes. Exit. So once we do this, let's add our changes. Git add, git commit, then message, let's say task 4, then git push, then go and check. Okay, that's counted back. So check your code and you should be fine. So the fifth task is I love numbers. So here you have to display current directory content, long format with user ID and hidden file as well. So if I want to display the current directory content, including the long format with user ID and groups and hidden files, everything together, I would run this command ls my terminal just freezed, so I'm going to refresh it. So let me change directory to lu-shell. Oops. Sorry. Change directory to root, and from root change directory to lu-shell. Okay. So let me vi this file. So I wanted to explain something. So if I want to display the content of this current directory, showing the long format with user and group IDs, everything, number, everything. So you run this command ls-lna. So the n there is number, the L there is long format, and the A is all. So if I run it now, you can see it. It's showing everything. So I may not want to explain this particular format here to take us time. This is not the content of this YouTube video. So I'll explain it in my next video fully. So that is the command actually. So let's copy our file and write it inside. So let me clear my terminal. I run vi 5 more. 5 is this only. I insert. Then this bash configuration ls space -l for long format, n for number, then A for all. Right, so you save your changes, WQ, enter. Then you save your changes, add your changes rather, git add. Add does git commit. Commit -m and say task 5 and git push. So you review your work here. You view your work. Start the changes. The next one is welcome. So here you have to create a script that creates a directory name my_first directory in the tmt folder. Right. Create a script that creates a directory name tmd. So remember, if I go back to my web time, if I'm to create a directory, I make use of mkdir, right? So let me just vi this content and copy this guy, Ctrl+C, vi space, Ctrl+Shift+AV, oops, paste. Enter it now. Then this bash you must always add the bash configuration. The first command is mkdir that actually creates a file. So if you look at the structure of this file, this my_first directory is what we are putting inside this tmt folder. So this tmt here is a folder, it's a directory. So in this directory is where we are writing this folder again. So this is what the command is doing. The command is mkdir. This first one is to create a folder, but you can manually because now they said the requirement is that all your script must be 2 line long. So that means we must have everything the same in 2 line. So this first tmt here is the folder. This command will create this folder first, then it will now create this my first underscore inside the tmt folder. So with that, escape key colon wq, enter, git add, git commit -m and say task 6. Then you push your changes. Now you can go and check your code, review your work. Congratulations, all tests passed successfully. So the mkdir is for creating a folder. So let me quickly do that here. So let's say I want to create a folder called tmt outside this space, or let me change my directory back to the parent. Now I have basis and regular empty, right? So let me create the tmt here, tmp, sorry, for temporary. Now the directory is created. Let me change my directory to this tmt and now create the my underscore first directory. Now my first directory is inside what? The tmt. Now I want to change my directory into this tmt so I can show you guys something. I can show you something. So if I print my working directory now, you see something. So this is what they want us to do. If you look at the script, it was like this: tmt /tmt /my underscore first underscore that. So this is how the structure should be like. So let me change my directory back to ALU and delete the tmt file. So if I want to delete the file, I'll run rm-rf tmp. So it's gone. And let me change my directory back to basics. So that is the structure of the folder actually. So you say Betty in my first directory. Now the script is move the file Betty from tmp to tmp minus first underscore directory. So remember that we have created this. Let's say you have created this directory before, right? So we are moving Betty from this tmt to this guy. So let me get the folder. So look at this. So let's say this is your file. If you ls this guy, you should see Betty. So Betty is what will be so Betty is the new file we are creating. We are moving Betty from this guy into my first directory. So let me just copy this guy, go to my web team and vi7 more. Remember the I key. So to move a file, you can use move mv for two things. You can either use it to move something move a file from one folder to another, or you can use it to rename. You can use it to rename. So let's say I want to. But that is not the case here. So here we are moving Betty that is inside this tmt into this structure here. We have created a structure, so we are moving Betty. So Betty is inside tmt. Then we are moving everything here inside this place. So this is the first guy. So if you are moving let me just go back to can you exit work? But if you are moving, let's say I want to move Betty, I'll run mv Betty. What I want to move Betty, then where am I moving into? I'm moving it into this structure here, right? So I will do a sample on that. WQ is gone. So let me change my directory back to ALU and say let me create a file, another folder called tmt. Then let me set it to tmt and create another folder again called Betty. Now let me change directory to Betty and print my working directory. So this is the structure we are moving. We are moving Betty. Betty is inside TMT, right? So this is what we are moving. So let me change my directory back to ALU and create another directory again. So let's say I'm creating a new directory called maybe VI now. Now I change my directory to VI. Then in VI I create. I'm sorry. The VI should the naming should be the same thing. So I want to rename. I have VI here. I want to rename VI. So to rename, I said you can use VI for MV for two things. You can either use to move a file or rename. So I want to rename VI. I will run the MV command, VI space TMT. I want to rename it to TMT. If I enter now you won't see VI again. You'll be seeing TMT. Now, two things happen here. I had TMT before, then I created VI. Now I moved VI into TMT, meaning I have renamed this VI now to TMT, right? But let's say I create another one again, say make directory VI, and I want to move. And I create another one again, maybe imas. Now I want to move VI to imas, meaning rename MV, or let me change directory to showcase the moving function. Let me delete imas now and make a file. I want to create an empty file. So to create an empty file, make use of touch command, touch, then let me say imas. Now imas is the file, so I want to move imas to VI. So I'll make use of MV imas. Imas is what I'm moving. I'm moving it towards VI. So if I list my content, you won't see imas here again. But if I change my directory back to VI, you should see imas here. So you see imas is in VI because I've moved it from this particular guide to. So those are the two things you can do with MV. So let me just delete this guy. This guy is rm-rf vi and tmp. So they are all gone. Let me change that basis. Yeah. So that is the task on the Betty my first directory. So I would like to. This video is already long. This is 36 minutes, and it's long already. I will have another session tomorrow, hopefully, so we can complete the task. Thank you for tuning in today. Love you. Thank you.